Miss Kelly, tell me about your assignment regarding fairy tales.
So with my 5th grade class, in order to get to know them a little bit better, I had them write a little bit about themselves with a little bit of a fairy tale twist. And then somewhere in their fairy tale, I had them get a pair of magical ears, ones that you kind of find in the Disney parks. But instead of being themed towards different Disney movies, they were themed to each student. So each student created their own pair of Mickey Mouse ears that had little pictures to represent themselves. And then they finished telling their story of what happens when they put on those ears. Some had magical powers, some were able to do certain things. It was all up to them.
That's awesome. It sounds great. David, now tell me, when you first got this assignment, what came into your head?
What immediately came into my head was magic. I wanted magic in my story. I had recently gotten into the Harry Potter movie and book franchise, and I had watched up to the 4th movie at the time. I've watched the 5th movie now, so I thought I could pretend I was a student at Hogwarts, which, if you didn't know, is the magical school in the Harry Potter movies.
So why don't you read me your fairy tale, David?
Once upon a time, there was a young wizard named David. David lived in a laboratory in the kingdom of Buffalo on Harry Potter's road. Let's see what I get there. He has 2 siblings, 1 sister and 1 brother. He goes to Hogwarts Academy and is in Ravenclaw House. In his free time, he will be found mixing potions and creating Pokemon in his dorm. One day, he went to his pet fish. Something seems off. He looked into the tank, and the fish were white and had slimy stuff on them. He looked it up, and it turned out a sneaky elf had cursed the water. He tried to brew an antidote, but it exploded. There was no hope to save the fish. But Hagrid, the keykeeper at the school, happened to show up and dropped what looked like ears on his head. He looked at the ears. They had a Pikachu and a beaker on them. He put them on, and Hagrid told him that if he put them on, he could control the elements. So David rushed to the fish and quickly replaced the cursed water with regular water using his elemental powers. The fish were saved. The end.
David, that's fantastic. Now tell me about your ears, what you have here. What did you put on them?
So I put a beaker, like one big beaker full, and 2 tiny beakers, and I used shiny metallic paint for the insides to make it look a little glossy and neon. And on the other side, it's a Pikachu in the sun picking flowers. Notice that the Pikachu is a little more, let's just say, chonky than usual. And that's because I liked when Pikachu was more chunky. I thought it made him cuter.
Now, Miss Kelly, what did you expect your children to learn from this assignment?
I mainly was using this assignment to get to know my students and to see how their writing skills were, and also to see a little bit of their imagination. We did this right in the beginning of school, so I just wanted to be able to get to know my students a little bit better and see where they were, since I am a new teacher to this school and I wasn't a fly on the wall in their 4th grade room, so I'm not sure where they were. So this was kind of my little glimpse to get to know my students, a little bit better.
That's perfect. David, last question. What do you think about Notre Dame Academy?
I think it's a very good school. It teaches you many things. They got good teachers, good rules, good ambitions for what they're going to add and what they're going to remove for the well-being, only the well-being of the students and staff. They offer very good education, and everyone there, all the teachers there are just so nice and supportive.
It's perfect. Thanks, everybody.